Hello everybody, happy Friday! Welcome to a special, very Merry Christmas live stream here at the Jayda and Stitches Show. We are going to combine two things that I love very much at this time of year, and that is little tiny Christmas ornaments and ugly Christmas sweaters. I love this project. So this is just so stinking fun. We're going to do a few things today. First of all, how cute is this little miniature hanger? Mr. InStitches helped us with a hanger video tutorial several years ago when we made our first miniature sweater ornament. That's part of that video, so I'll make sure that's linked in the description box down below later. But I'm going to show you how to make these today myself. So to make these cute little hangers, you're going to want a couple of pipe cleaners, so 2 pipe cleaners. And if you want this fun candy cane effect, then you can use a red one and a white one. I used a green one and a gray one for this one here. You need about 30 yards of yarn, any fiber, any colors, the more the merrier. You can use your magic balls, you can use variegated yarn. I got some variegated yarn on this one, self-striping yarn, chunky yarn, medium weight yarn. You can mix up your textures here. So you can pull out that novelty yarn. You want to try and make something that looks kind of ugly, but it's going to wind up looking cute because it's tiny. And we're going to put them on the tree. So you can pull out all of your excessive crafting junk, your buttons, your beads, jingle bells, embroidery floss, extra yarn. You can pull out little tiny bits of thread if you want to make one out of thread. If you want to use thread, you can decorate them with crochet appliques made out of the same yarn, crochet thread, embroidery floss, whatever. You can pre-thread beads onto your yarn if you want to actually work beads or large hold sequins into it. In short, no rules here. This is a crazy, let's do it little sweater, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm using size 4 medium weight-ish yarn. There might be the odd little chunky size 5 or slightly lighter weight size 3 thrown in for good measure, but it doesn't matter. I've just got scraps on the table in different colors. I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook, which is also a size 7, but there's no gauge required for this. Gauge is not important, so you use whatever hook you like. Pair of scissors, yarn needle. You can sew things on to decorate your sweater, or you can glue stuff on. So if you want to use glue, that's perfectly fine. Either a hot glue gun or fabric glue would probably be your best bets. And 2 thank yous before we get going any further. I want to thank our gifting ninja Nico for being an awesome member. She's been a member for 23 months and she put out a quiet little membership milestone earlier. So hi Nico, glad you're here. And just now we've had Beth. Beth's been a member for 13 months. Hi Beth. Beth with a membership milestone says, Merry Christmas everyone. And I second that. So let's get into it. There is a written pattern for this brand new pattern available in our Etsy shop. If you want to pick it up, it's got all kinds of goodies in it, including lots of fun pattern variations. So that's available. It's also today's sneaky sale alongside our original miniature sweater Christmas ornament pattern. And if you want to make yourself an ugly Christmas sweater to wear yourself, but you don't want to make the whole sweater, you just kind of want to decorate a sweater, we've got an entire pattern applique series of a gingerbread house with everything. We did this live on some lives, a series of live streams we made. We decorated a gingerbread house ugly Christmas sweater a few years ago, and that entire applique pattern set is also on sale. So you'll find those up top in the favorited or featured listing section of our Etsy shop. Link is in the description box, and I think it's up top too, and all 3 of those patterns are on sale. So gigantic thank you. And speaking of thank yous, hi Elle. Elle's here. Hi Elle, thank you so much for the super chat. Elle says, here's to my favorite creators, love and happiness was to all. I agree, Elle. Love and happiness to everybody. Love, health, happiness, prosperity. May we all thrive in 2025, baby. Woohoo! Okay, let's have some fun. I've got an eggnog flavored coffee today. Yummy, yum. And I've got all kinds of fun goodies at my disposal. So I've got beads up top. I might get into those. You might want to, if you've got those little miniature jingle bells, I have some, but I think they're tucked away in the bottom of a box. Couldn't find them this morning, but I know they're out there. I think little jingle bells would be adorable on this too. I've got lots and lots of beads. I'm just going to shove them to the side. I've got lots and lots of yarn. And I'm going to attempt to make the ugliest little Christmas sweater I can. So let's see here. Let's see what I can do. I've got a sewing needle and thread in case I want to sew on some buttons. I'm just going to put that to the side. I've got a whole bunch of, I've got tons of buttons. So I've got lots of metal buttons, but I've got tons of plastic buttons too. I've just got so much stuff. So I'm going to worry about decorating in a minute. Let's just get to the sweater bit. So the sweater is made flat. Then we fold it in half and we stitch it together. You can decorate it before you assemble it, which is a lot easier, especially if you want to do something really complicated like embroidery or adding an applique. Let's see here. I'm going to start with yellow, maybe some green, some red, some white. Let's totally do this. Maybe I'll use 2 different shades of green. I've got 3 shades of green. Yeah, I'm going for ugly. I'm going to do it. I'm going to attempt to make it as ugly as possible. I'm going to start with red at the bottom, and here we go. Mr. InStitches is saying, don't forget to check the chat because there's Summer and Belle. Summer, how's it going? Merry Christmas. Summer's been a member for 67 months. Thank you, Summer, with a membership milestone. Says, Merry Christmas. As per usual, I'm running behind on Christmas makes and only have 7 things wrapped. Hey, at least you've got some wrapping done. I don't. Wish me luck. Have to finish this blanket and make a stuffy still and wrap a million things. Oh, I love the craziness of this time of year. You're trying to slap so many things into those spare seconds that, I mean, it's amazing we get anything done at all. And Belle's been a member for 11 months with a membership milestone. Thank you, Belle. Thank you both. Welcome, everybody. A little sip of my coffee. Here we go. We are going to start at the bottom of the sweater. So sweater first, sleeve second. Take any yarn you want, any hook you like, put a slip knot on there, and chain 12 to begin. We're going to use mostly the half double crochet stitch, a little bit of single crochet, nothing too complicated. So 12 chains to begin. Skip the first chain from the hook, half double crochet into the second chain, half double crochet in each chain all the way back. You'll have 11 half double crochet stitches at the end of row 1. I am so glad that so many of you could be here today for this live stream. It's we're coming up to Christmas, so it's just way more fun to be company live. So I know a lot of you are still getting some stuff done. You're finishing up that list of to-dos. So if you want to come back and make one of these later, of course, our live stream will be available later to watch on replay as often as you want or need to. But I hope that we can provide some nice company at the same time if you're getting stuff done. At the end of row 1, you will have 11 stitches. We are going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to use some front post half double crochet stitches. I really love these. I think I'm going to do... Well, you know what? Before I even chain 1 and turn, so if you're not changing colors, chain 1 and turn. If you want to change colors, just snip your yarn, fasten off. Don't even worry about your tails. You can work over top of them. This is supposed to be an ugly Christmas sweater after all. Do turn your work though. So after I go with red, I'm going to go to yellow. I'm going to jump to yellow. I'm going to try and make this look as bonkers as possible. I'm going to join my yarn with a slip stitch in the same place that I fastened off. So the last stitch of row 1, chain 1 half double crochet. You can also join with a half double crochet if you're savvy like that. But I find sometimes just chain 1 half double crochet is easiest for me. So that's the first stitch of the row is a half double crochet. We're going to front post half double crochet into the next stitch. So if you've never done a half post, Joanne, thanks for picking up a couple of patterns. Thank you, thank you. If you've never done a front post half double crochet, you're looking for the next stitch and you're looking for the post beneath it. So look for that little that little two sort of, I call it, it's almost like the bum of the stitch. This looks like little butt cheeks to me. I can't believe I'm saying that. But this is the little butt cheek part of the crochet stitch. It's the part that wraps around the bottom of the stitch below it. Yarn over, plunk your hook between the stitches, from front to back, and then from back to front, back up between the two stitches next to it. So if you do that, it will pop that little butt cheek, the post, up on your hook, yarn over, and half double crochet as normal. And that's how you half double crochet around the post. As you're working, make sure when you go to half double crochet into the next stitch, so for example, this is the top of the stitch we just half double crocheted around the front post of. So you don't want to use that stitch. That's already used. We're going to half double crochet as normal around the next stitch. So I'm just kind of working over top of my short tails here. There we go. And then we're going to half double crochet around the front post of the next stitch. So you see I've worked into this stitch regularly. We're going to half double crochet around the front post of the next stitch. So if you pull it apart, you can see the little butt cheeks. Yarn over. No, there's nothing in my eggnog. Pop that post up on your hook and half double crochet around it as normal. Then we're going to half double crochet as normal into the next stitch. So it's good to take a look at the top. This is the stitch that we just did the post work around. So you're going to skip it. You're going to work into the next one. What was that, mister? A milestone. Goodness me. I don't want to miss that. I'm so busy looking at my front post. So that's what the front post work looks like. I'll just let you guys take a look at that while I take a look at the chat. Hello, Carol! And thank you, El Sahara. Sarah, sorry, I hope I spelled that right. Thank you for picking up a pattern. Carol, thank you for the membership milestone. Carol's been a member for 72 months. Thank you so much, Carol. Carol says, glad to have this as a reason to rest a while. I agree. My lower back has been telling me how old I am, and between things I have to do, I need to rest it. Yes, don't push it. If your body's telling you to take a rest, I don't care what your age, take a rest. It's important because if you push it, oh, you'll pay for it later. Thank you, Carol. A good reminder to everybody. After you've half double crocheted into the next stitch as normal, find the next stitch and half double crochet around the post. We're basically alternating a regular half double crochet. So we just did this one around the post. I want the next one as a regular half double crochet. And then a half double crochet around the post of the next stitch. And then a half double crochet around the regular stitch next to it. One last half double crochet around the post of the second last stitch. And half double crochet into the last stitch. So you still have 7 stitches all the way across, but now you've got this nice little, kind of like a ribbed effect. And that's what we're doing at the bottom. So you can sort of see that on both sides. There's a little bit of ribbing. And that is row 2. Row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, and row 7 is just straight half double crochet in each stitch all the way across, chain 1 turn. So I'm going to continue by changing colors. Again, my intent is to make this look ugly, or at least to try. I'm gonna, if you're not changing colors, chain 1, turn, half double crochet in every stitch across. If you are changing colors, fasten off, do turn. I'm going to switch to white, I think. I'm going to switch to white. And I'm going to half double crochet. So I'm going to join with a slip stitch. You can also join with a half double crochet. Let's see if I can do that today. Another milestone! I got to keep up with the chat. Keep up with the chat. Oh my gosh, Masha! Masha with a super chat. Thank you, Masha. Masha says, lurking today. I'm crocheting a fillet project. Oh, I bet that's going to be gorgeous. Merry Christmas. God bless. I agree. I second that. Thank you, Masha. Thank you so much. And yes, please, please, please send me a picture of whatever the heck you're crocheting. I want to see it. And Mickey. Mickey's been a member for 47 months. Thank you, Mickey. Mickey with a membership milestone says, my daughter loves seeing your puppy on screen. Aw. She's having a nap. We got her down for a nap. What was that, mister? From Sue? Sue! Hi, Sue! Sue's been a member for 11 months. Goodness, Sue, I almost zipped right past you. Thank you, mister. Sue with the membership milestone says, thank you for all of the wonderful lives and patterns and teaching this year. Thank you. You and the Mr. and Miss Penny are a delight. Have the best holidays ever. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Sue. I'd like to second that for everybody. Everybody, please have a safe, crafty, and fun holiday. I say as I sip my yummy coffee before I let it get cold. So that's me joining with a half double crochet. I always find that my top is a bit loose, so I just prefer joining with a slip stitch. I'm going to do that again. So I'm just going to join with a slip stitch, chain one, and half double crochet in the same place as joining. So this is just me changing colors. Nothing fancy on this row. You're going to half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. This is row 3. You're still going to have 11 stitches in each row. So every row of the sweater has 11 stitches in it. Row 3 through 7 is just half double crochet in every stitch across, chain one, turn at the end of every row. If you want to change colors, like me, then you can just do your 11 stitches, fasten off, turn, and I'm going to worry about weaving in tails later. Turn, grab your next color. I'm going to use this lighter green, chunky, slightly bulky yarn here. And like I said, you can join with a half double crochet if you want, or a slip stitch, chain one, half double crochet. It's entirely up to you. I just struggle with joining with a tall stitch, so I'd rather just chain one, half double crochet in every single stitch across. You'll still have 11 stitches. Now there are 15 rows in total in the sweater body. So if you're planning out something that looks kind of even like me, then you want to keep that in mind. And I'll tell you when you get to the middle row, which is where we put the neck hole, that might be where you want to maybe change things up a little bit. So for example, I want row 15 to be red, I want row 14 to be yellow, etc. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing as I go backwards, because we basically build the sweater in one go, and it'll be flat. We're going to add the sleeves to it and then fold it in half and stitch it up. So that's how we do it. I am still changing colors at the end of every row. Turning. If you're not changing colors, just chain one and turn. I also like using multiple colors in a tiny project like this, not just because I'm trying to really get in as many colors as I can. I'm kind of going for that crazy, zany, ugly Christmas sweater look. But it also helps me keep track of how many rows I've done. Counting is really easy when every single row is a different color. I'm working in 3 different shades of green because why not? So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 stitches. Again, if you're not changing colors, just chain one, turn, continue to half double crochet in every stitch across. If you are changing colors, fasten off and turn. Again, I'm going to worry about weaving in tails later. This is actually looking kind of cute. I try for ugly. I try for ugly every year. It does look a bit like the Italy flag, a little bit. Yellow, red, and green, but not for long. Okay. Half double crochet in every stitch across. All right, so row 1, row 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have one more row, row 7 for the front before we get to row 8, which is the middle row of the entire sweater piece, and that's where we put in the neck row. So I'm going to go red, yellow, red across the top, and then do this color pattern in reverse down the back. And I'll explain that as I go, but I'm going to bring back my red color. Again, if you're not changing colors, just chain one, turn. Easy peasy. Row 7, you're still just half double crocheting in each stitch all the way across. Nico. Nico, I hope you're feeling well today. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. Nico's up to her old tricks again. And congratulations, Fairy Queen Danny! Yay! Fairy Queen has won it. Welcome back to the family. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, Nico. Half double crochet in every stitch across. You will still have 11 stitches at the end of row 7. Just plain single, or it's just plain old half double crochet, nothing fancy here. Quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the end of row 7. I did. The mister's commenting from the well. I'm going to switch to yellow. This is row 8. Row 8 is the middle row of the sweater. The whole sweater kind of hinges on this row. So if you are not changing colors, you just chain 1 turn. If you are changing colors, you can join with a single crochet, or join with a half double crochet, or a slip stitch, chain 1 half double crochet, however you want to do it. We're going to half double crochet in the first 4 stitches of the row. I'm just going to put these to the back for now. So half double crochet in the first 4 stitches, chain 3, skip 3 stitches, and half double crochet in the last 4 stitches of the row, and easy peasy, we've just put a neck hole in our little sweater pattern. There we go. So you want to include your chains. That's 4 stitches, 3 chains, 4 stitches. That's still 11. If you're not changing colors, just chain 1 turn. If you are changing colors, fasten off and turn. I'm going back to red momentarily. Now it's getting a little crazy. This is starting to look a little nuts. Joining our yarn with a slip stitch, chain 1 half double crochet. We're going to half double crochet in each stitch. So that's each of those 4 stitches. Half double crochet in each of those chains. So there's 3 chains there. Make sure you get a half double crochet into each of those chains, however you want to do it. And half double crochet into each of the remaining 4 stitches. I'm going to keep my yarn from tangling here. I'm going to worry about weaving in tails much later. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like I put that a little early. There we go. 1, wait, what have I done here? 1, 2, 3. When I turn, sometimes I get confused. You know what? I'm going to just change where I put that. So that's my 4th stitch. I'm going to turn my chains towards me so I can see them a little better. Half double crochet in each of those chains. There's 3 of them. Making sure that I don't miss them. There we go. That's better. And now I half double crochet in each of those 4 stitches. If I pull on my little tails, kind of weaving them in. There we go. All right. Again, not worrying about the short tails. Going to weave them in later. That's probably going to sit to the inside. Actually, you know what? Just to get them out of the way. Pull the yellow one in here, and I'll pull the red one in here. There we go. All right. So this was row 8. This is row 9. I'm going to start to do my colors backwards. So now I'm going back to this green. This is the middle row. So when we fold our sweater in half, the little neck hole will be up at the top. And you can sort of see that because I've got the got the hanger in there. So that's how that looks. There is 15 rows, like I said, in total in this little sweater. Half double crochet. So this was row 9, rows 9 through 13, just plain half double crochet. So if you want to stripe them, go ahead. If you're just working plain half double crochet in the same color, or you're using a magic ball or a variegated yarn or a self-striping yarn, you can just keep chain 1, half double crocheting in each stitch across. Every row will have 11 stitches in it. So the stitch count doesn't change from one row to the next. And we're always using half double crochet in the body of the sweater. That's it for that for now. Put that to the side. Back to my dark green. I feel like this almost, is it me? Does this kind of remind you of Ronald McDonald somehow? Did I accidentally make a Ronald McDonald sweater? Maybe I will put the golden arches on the front of it just to make it truly ugly. Becky has been a member for 5 months. Becky, I think if you click on the little $ at the bottom of the chat, one of your options should be a membership milestone if you haven't already used one in December. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, so if you go to the $ and I think you click on member milestone, you get one a month.
Yeah. Yeah, if you click on my member milestone should show there. If you click on the little $. And yes, members get one a month. Mela says Mela says the arches would put it, the golden arches would put it over the top. I think so. Yes, Mr. InStitches wants me to remind everybody about the sneaky sale. Our brand new miniature ugly Christmas sweater alongside 2 other ugly Christmas sweater patterns are available for sale in the shop, and they're on sneaky sale today. 15% off. So thank you to everybody who picked one up. And hello Kaylin. Kaylin has just joined or rejoined. It's a re-welcome. Welcome back to Merino. Thank you, Kaylin. A little sip of my Nog coffee. 3, 6, 9, 11. That is 11 stitches. Whenever you pattern anything, it ends up looking, relatively neat and tidy, even if the colors are a bit bonkers. Again, if you're not changing colors, just chain 1, turn half double crochet. Rows 9, which is the row after the neck row, rows 9 to 13 are just plain half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. You'll still have 11 stitches. Three, 6, 9, 11. So that's 11 stitches. Now that was row 13. Row 14, we want to try and mimic the front post half double crochet ribbing that we have down here. So we are going to repeat row 2. So I'm going to switch to my yellow. Becky, thank you so much for picking up a pattern. Thank you, Becky. The colors look like a poncho for a siesta. You know what? They do kind of look a bit poncho-esque. I don't know. I think if you get this many, there's something about red, white, green, and of course adding in the different shades of green. Christine, thank you so much for picking up a pattern. Thank you. It looks very festive. I love it. Okay, row 14. We are going to repeat row 2. So the first stitch is a regular half double crochet. The next stitch is a front post half double crochet. So it's really easy to see now. I want to go and pop that post up on my hook. I do not want to use the top of that stitch that I just worked the front post of, so I want to make sure I'm half double crocheting a regular stitch in the next stitch, and that's all you're doing all the way across. You're just alternating a front post half double crochet and a regular half double crochet, a front post half double crochet, and a regular half double crochet. Becky picked up a couple more patterns. Thank you, Becky. We're going to repeat this all the way across. Your second last stitch will be a front post half double crochet, and your last stitch will be a regular half double crochet. So you're just alternating all the way across. And there we go. And we get that sort of slightly ridged look going. You'll still have 11 stitches. We've got one more row in the little ugly Christmas sweater main sweater part before we add the sleeves and do some crazy decorating. And let me find, I got one more row. So if you're not changing colors, chain one, turn, and half double crochet across each stitch. If you are changing colors, just join with a half double crochet or chain one, half double crochet in the same place as joining, half double crochet each stitch all the way across. You'll still have 11 stitches, and that is it for the main body of the sweater. So easy peasy. I've obviously, you know, added a bit of time to the build of this by changing colors every row, but if you're not changing colors because you're just doing it in a single color, you can really fly through it. Obviously, it's pretty, half double crochet is a pretty easy stitch. There's no real thinking. You just want to make sure you chain one and turn at the end of every row. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And fasten off, weave in tails. So you can weave in your ends now, or you can sort of wait. I think I might weave my tails in now just to kind of keep things. So I feel like this will probably be the right side of my sweater. So I will weave my tails in now on the quote-unquote wrong side of my sweater, but since this is an ugly Christmas sweater, a mini ugly Christmas sweater, there's kind of a no right or wrong side here. Oops. Nico, thank you for picking up a couple of patterns. Thank you so much, Nico. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Weave this tail back in. I shall. Thank you. What an adorable, I mean, ugly Christmas sweater. I'm trying. Things that are small are usually impossibly cute, though. Kaylin, thank you so much for picking up a pattern. Thank you, thank you. A little sip of my coffee. I'm just weaving in these tails here. And I'm not too concerned about my weaving in. I don't care about weaving them in back and forth, because these really aren't, it's a little ornament. So it's unlikely that the little tails are going to want to work themselves out. Because it's not like it's going to actually be worn by anyone. I mean, maybe an elf might steal it and want to wear it. I don't know. You never know. An elf may take it. Might look like the kind of sweater that they've been looking for. I don't exactly know how large your standard elf is, so this might fit, it might not. Maybe it would fit a baby elf. That's an adorable thought. And I'm just gonna weave in this little tail at the bottom. There we go. That's good for now. Okay, so you want to look at the right side. So the side that you decide that you like first. So see right away, oh, this really does look like a poncho. We are now going to build the sleeves off either side. Again, not complicated or difficult. We're still going to use the half double crochet stitch. I'm going to have another sip of my coffee here. Sue makes a good point. It depends on the species of elf. Are we talking house elf? They seem to be kind of tall. A sylvan elf, a pixie. This might fit a pixie. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to make now. I think I'm going to make my sleeves all one color because I kind of like the way that looks. So, do I make the sleeves yellow? Do I make the sleeves? I think I'm going to make the sleeves red. That seems to be my kind of the color that I'm using the most. So I'm going to go with red. So you've got 5 rows over the middle section of your sweater. So it's either row 6 or row 10, depending on which side you're going to do first, because you have to do this twice. The middle row is row 8. You want to see rows 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So these are the 5 rows that you're going to be working across the edge of. So this is, let's say, row 10. This is row 6. You want to join at the edge of either row 10 or row 6. So if you're looking at it this way, one would be row 6, one would be row 10. Doesn't matter. So you want to join. I like to, in this case, just kind of grab the loops at the edge. And if I can't do that, I'll just go right through the edge of the stitch. Yeah, there we go. Join with a slip stitch, chain 1, half double crochet. And we're going to work a total of 8 half double crochets across these 5 rows. So it's kind of, you just sort of put your hook in naturally where you feel like a normal stitch would go. By the time you get to your 4th stitch, you should be about middle of the row 8, so right opposite the neck hole. So the first stitch is there, there's 3 more after it, and then you just want to build in 4 more after that. So 8 total. Deb, thank you for picking up a pattern, Deb. Thank you so much. Just get 8 half double crochets built across the edge of those 5 rows, across the middle of the sweater. Don't stress specifically where you're putting them. Just get them in there. Try to evenly space them, but don't worry if you've got a little bit of unevenness. You see I've got a little unevenness at the end there. Don't worry about it. It won't show. Plus, it's an ugly Christmas sweater. Not important. Chain 1 turn. Rows 2 and 3, you're just going to half double crochet in each stitch across and chain 1 turn at the end of each row. So 8 stitches at the end of row 1, 8 stitches at the end of row 2, and 8 stitches at the end of row 3, all of which are half double crochets. Chain 1 turn at the end of each row. Yeah, Mela, this would fit a Barbie. This would definitely fit a Barbie doll. If I had a Barbie doll handy, I would try it on her. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Don't miss the last half double crochet. It often gets pulled a bit down the edge. So that's 3 rows of half double crochet for the sleeve, 8 stitches each. Row 4 of the sleeve, chain 1, turn at the end of row 3, excuse me, and we are switching to single crochet. We want to make the end of our sleeve a little kind of smaller, like a sleeve typically tapers. We're going to single crochet the first 2 stitches of the row together. So you just pick up a loop in each of the first 2 stitches, yarn over, pull back through all 3 loops. That's single crochet 2 stitches together. Single crochet as normal into the next stitch. Single crochet the 2 middle stitches together. Single crochet into the next stitch. And single crochet the last 2 stitches together. That will give you a total of 5 stitches across the edge, and you've kind of pinched boom, the edge of the sweater a little bit. Now you're going to leave yourself, I don't know, 30 centimeters, 12 inches. That's probably more than enough, but you want to leave yourself a bit of a tail because you're going to be stitching up one side of your sweater with it. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So identical sleeve action on the other side of our sweater here. Oh, should I do the other sleeve a different color? Yes. What do you guys think? Should, instead of, if I do it red, it'll be balanced, which is cute. Should I do it a different color? I could do the yellow. I could do this. Oh, I might not have enough of this green. White. Nico's having possum, squirrel gravy, and turtle soup for Christmas. So either she's trolling us or she's out collecting roadkill for her Christmas supper. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Caroline says dark green. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a different color. This is an ugly Christmas sweater after all. So I've got one red sleeve. So here are my options. I've got enough of, I can do, white's kind of boring. White, meh. The lighter green, the darker green might be kind of fun. And then the yellow. You know what? I think maybe between the dark green and the yellow. What do you guys think? Green, dark green, white, says Elle. Different colors, says Maria. Why not? If you don't like it, you can always change it back to red. Kaylin is right. I can also just make another sweater. Green, yellow, dark green, yellow. Need a piece of purple, says Krista. I do have some purple. I might use purple in another way. Yellow, dark green. Go bold, go purple. You know what? It is an ugly sweater. Should I just jump to purple? Would that be nuts? God, the part of me though that wants to make it at least balanced is really struggling with that. Green, yellow, dark green, lighter green. That will be uglier. It would be. Wait, make it the same color. So make it red, says Belle. Mr. Stitch is reminding me that it's supposed to be ugly. Go for the purple. Purple. All right. Purple it is. Let's go crazy. It is supposed to be ugly after all. Krista recommends purple. Krista gets purple. Okay, here we go. This is a bit skinnier, but that's perfectly fine. I don't care. Same thing. So you're looking at those 5 rows across the middle of your sweater. There's row 8. There's row 7 and 9 on either side, and row 6 and 10 on either side. So you're joining your yarn at the end of that, either row 6 or row 10, depending on what side you're on. I will work across that. Chain 1, half double crochet in the same place, and work 7 more half double crochets as evenly as possible across the edges of those 5 rows. I try to have my 4th half double crochet kind of like in the middle opposite the neck hole. And there we go. That's 8. This is a bit of a mess. Why is this such a mess? Chain 1 turn, half double crochet in each stitch across. There'll be 8. Chain 1 turn at the end of row 2. Do the same thing in row 3, half double crochet in every stitch across. So we're doing purple. You're right, it's supposed to be ugly, everybody. I think this was a good choice. It will make it look ugly, or at least unbalanced, which I think is the whole point. So there's 4 and 4, chain 1 turn, half double crochet in each stitch. Chain 1 turn, and row 4 is the row where we tighten things up a little bit. So we single crochet the first 2 stitches together, single crochet normally into the next stitch, single crochet the middle 2 stitches together, single crochet normally into the next stitch, and single crochet the last 2 stitches together. That brings us down to 5 stitches. Leave a tail for stitching. And I will clean up this mess later. I'll just stuff all that into the back into the middle. There we go. Stuff, stuff, stuff. Fasten off. Okay. That is ugly but cute. Good choice with the purple. I like it. I like it. Good idea. Good idea. This is okay. Now I would recommend decorating your sweater. So, if you're going to add anything that needs to be sewn on, for example, it might be better to do it now. If you were going to do some embroidery, if you were going to add an applique of some sort, now's a good time to do it. You just want to decide which is going to be your front and which is going to be your back. So, like, honestly, I think this is going to be the front of my sweater. So when it's folded in half, we're going to stitch up along the bottom of the sleeve seam and then down the side. And that's why we can do something here on the front. So what is my sweater going to get on the front? What am I going to put there? I've got... Oh, Debbie, yes. Eyelash yarn would definitely make it ugly. I have different colored ugly. You could trim it. I could trim it in that. Recommend trimming it in crazy. Yeah, you know what? Let me find my novelty yarn. Hang on, gang. Let me go dive into that messy pile of stuff. Let's see here. I've got that. Meh. Now, I'll pull out this one. All right. Alrighty. Let's see here. All right. I've got some really awful fake fur. I've got tinsel. That's kind of appropriate. I've got this cute, fluffy blue and white stuff. I've got crazy pinky lavender eyelash yarn. I've got all this boa yarn. Now that's ugly. And then I've got some kind of, it's got a little bit of a shimmer running through it, but it's kind of boring otherwise. So what are we thinking here, gang? Eyelash yarn all around the edging. Yes, let's do it. We're going to trim it in this crazy stuff. So do I do, first of all, boa, eyelash, or fake fur? So this is eyelash. This is eyelash. This is that boa stuff that was popular like 20 years ago. And this is that fake fur. So fake fur, it's cozy. I have blue and fuchsia. We've got, look at this. Sue says, I love the look, but eyelash yarn is another circle of Dante's Inferno to work with. It's so true. Trim the eyelash yarn, make it stubble, says Nico. Tinsel, says Elle. Hot pink fur, says Sue. Tinsel, says Krista. Do you think you could crochet very small appliques to put on the front of the sweater? Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely. I could totally do that. I could do it with yarn or embroidery floss or crochet thread. And a smaller hook. Easy peasy. You can do that with any crochet applique. It might just find it easier to fit it on by supersizing down your yarn to either crochet thread or embroidery floss and like maybe a 2mm hook. I might try that. Masha says, I want someone to randomly walk in and hear this conversation. Tinsel, tinsel, tinsel. Yeah, you know what? I think the tinsel is very, I mean, it's so Christmassy. Let's do the tinsel. Okay, let's put this aside. This stuff is ugly and annoying, so let's use it. I will do the edges. So same thing, I think I'll just use a single crochet because it doesn't really have to be a half double crochet. I'm going to join with a single crochet. Yeah, I'm going to join with a single crochet. And single crochet in each stitch across the bottom. And I'm going to crochet a little looser just so I get the, I kind of maximize the use of this tinsel. Oh yeah, this is ugly but fabulous at the same time. This was actually surprisingly well made, this tinsely fun fur. Like it doesn't shed or anything. I was always really impressed with it. I had it in multiple colors once upon a time. I think this is the rest of it. Yes, yes, look at this. Oh, come on. All right, so when you are snipping this stuff, you want to try and like not snip all the little bits. So try to like pull all the little bits apart so that you're just snipping a little, like you're snipping the actual string, and that makes it less messy. And then you can weave that in. Yes, this is now becoming an ugly Christmas sweater. I love it. There we go. So that's one side. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, ugly, ugly. And let's try to keep ahead of this mess. Put this in my little garbage can. For reference, the trim is I'm probably using up like less than a yard of this trim. So if you're, you know, if you've only got tiny little bits of stuff left, then it uses less than a yard.
I love adding some of that pink, the pink one to the edges of the sleeves.
Yeah, sure. The boa or the eyelash?
The eyelash.
The eyelash, okay.
Or the other fluffy one.
All right, single crocheting the tinsel along the bottom edge of the sweater. Hello, Elle again. Elle with another sweet super chat. Thank you so much. Hip, hip, hooray for ugly tinsel bond sweater ornaments. I agree. I agree. I just love the insanity of this. It's ugly but kind of cute at the same time. There we go. Same thing. I'm going to try and let me get my sewing yarns out of the way. Try and minimize the amount of tinsel crap all over the work table here. And that is the right side. This is the wrong side. I'm going to weave this tail in. There we go. Okay, so that's the tinsel edges. I'll put this back in the mess. And this is the pink eyelash yarn. It's all tangled up in here. We're going to put this stuff along the edges of the sleeves. Is that what we're... So this is the eyelash, and this is the hot pink boa. So yeah, clashing for sure. Now this has a little bit of lavender in it. This is just pink. So just to give you a quick preview, this is what the bottom's it's gonna look like. It's got a little tinsel. This is really looking like an ugly Christmas sweater. It's so cute. The most clashing one, says Sue. So I guess that would be... I mean, they're both pretty awful. Nico! Thank you, Nico. Nico has gifted a membership. Thank you so much. And Badrake has won it. Welcome to the family. We've got one on either side. We're getting recommendations. Make a boa for around the top of the hanger. Oh yeah, boa. An actual boa would be cute. Okay. You know what? I have a feeling that because this is so thin, it might not stand out as much as the boa. You see how there's much more on the boa than this one? So I think maybe I'm going to use the boa. I think let's use the boa It's a pretty strong clashing pink. It makes literally no sense.
Ooh, Sue says you need some tiny bells.
Yes, I have tiny bells, but
Tiny bells.
they're tucked away in one of my bins. All right. So I don't want to interfere with my sewing yarn, so I'm just going to pull that out of the way, and I'm going to join with a single crochet. There we go. And I'm just going to sew a single crochet in each of those 5 stitches. I'm going to keep my single crochets a little on the loose side so that I maximize the use of that fluffy boa. There we go. Fluff it up a little bit. Yeah, that's a complete disaster. I love it.
How about blue on the other side?
I do have blue.
The blue and white one for the other side.
The nice thing about this boa yarn is that you can weave in the tail, but if a little bit of it sticks out, you don't really notice because it's complete mess here. Okay. So that's one edge, and Mr. InStitches recommended doing something on the other, like the blue. I've got, yes, I have blue fake fur. I also have this crazy thing. So on the other side, blue fake fur, or this stuff, this is almost has like little bits of eyelash and miniature pom-poms in it. The lighter blue, says Krista. Darker blue. I think the lighter blue, because it would show up a little better than the light blue, light blue, light blue. Okay, light blue it is. That was easy. All right, now the trick here is, can I find an end? Let's see if I can find an end. All right, here we go. So start with a slip knot. Easier said than done with this stuff. And I'm going to join with a single crochet over here. Again, I'm going to try and single crochet somewhat loosely so that I maximize the use of this sort of eyelash slash pom-pommy stuff, which is really cute. I made an entire scarf for someone's daughter out of this, and it's so soft. This is I don't even know if they still make it. This was called Happy by Bernat. It is just so, and it's considered a 6. Look at that. I wouldn't call that a 6. I'd call that a 4 at best. Anyway, look how cute it comes out. Maybe it crochets up like a 6. Oh, but it's so soft. Anyway, super cute, super cute. Have to try and rewind that later. Okay, that's one crazy edging. This is great. This is absolutely great. I made a scarf out of this. So on its own, obviously, it's quite cute. I only used, actually, I paired this up, I think, with a shimmering baby blue yarn. So there was like a consistency running through it. And I made a regular scarf, and it was really cute. It was I was asked to make a Frozen inspired scarf. Frozen as in the Disney movie. And that worked out. It looked out really cute. I have a picture of it somewhere, I'm sure, but I don't know where. So I'm just going to weave this in, and that'll bulk it up a little bit too. I do like this. This is as ugly and and crazy as this is. I think it's going to wind up looking super cute. Look.
Penny's first Christmas gift.
So yeah, Penny's first little Christmas ornament. So that's its, you know what? Great idea. Making the two edges. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's ugly, but it's cute. All right. So what am I going to put on the front? Let's see here. This is the right side. And I chose, which side did I choose to be the front? This? I think I chose this to be the front. So, yeah, it does need a nasty collar. I think I'll do that at the end though.
Maybe the tinsel. The tinsel would look good there.
The tinsel would look good there. I'm going to do the collar last once it's like folded because I think that might make it a little easier. It is definitely uglier than the Panda L. I think, yeah, I'd like a life-size version of this too. And it would be really easy to do. If you want to make a life-size version of this, you can make it exactly the same way using half double crochet or double crochet. You can use a taller stitch if you want. You just want to, I would recommend taking your widest measurement, your widest circumference measurement. So whether that's around your shoulders, around your breasts, around your waist, around your hips, take your widest measurement, split it in half, and then add 2 inches to that just to be safe. Chain a foundation chain that's that long, and then just double crochet or half double crochet back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it's a piece that measures up to your neck. Do this same thing where you like double crochet in about, I don't know, about 3 or 4 inches that covers your shoulder. Then chain and skip a whole section for your head, making sure that it's big enough for your head to fit through. And then finish that row with half double crochet. And then same thing at the back. Same number of rows that you did up front. And then same thing. You can make nice big wide arm pieces back and forth across the middle section. Remember to take a circumference measure of the largest part of your arm, add maybe 4 or 5 inches to that so that it's nice and loose. Split that and don't split it in half. That's the whole measurement you want stretched all the way across here. If you want, make it bat wing. Make it really, really wide. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Just taper it a little bit. It can be short sleeved, 3/4 sleeve, all the way to your cuff. You can also add more rows once the whole thing's put together. So don't fret on stuff like that. Fold the whole thing in half, stitch up the bottom and side seams, and then just decorate it like crazy. And that is the easiest way to make a ugly sweater. You can also do it in all in one solid color and it makes a cute sweater too. Hello Josie, welcome to Alpaca. Thanks so much for joining the family. So have we decided on what I'm putting on here? I should auction all my ugly sweaters for charity. You know what, that would be a real fun idea. Maybe a tree, a star, a bell. This might be too big. Is it too big? Is anything too big? A bauble? A bauble.
Yeah, like a Christmas tree.
Oh, I don't know if I have any of those.
No, like a flat.
Oh, like crochet one? I want this to look bonkers. I mean, I could crochet something, but I think it's more fun. Well, I don't know.
The bell is good too.
Should I crochet something? So I've got ugly buttons, or at least what I consider ugly. I've just, not that that on its own is ugly. It's just that this is so 90s and I'm just so over this look. I'll probably like it again in 10 years, but right now I'm done with it. I've got buttons. I've got beads. I could crochet a little applique out of thread or embroidery floss. What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking? Yep, little miss is still sleeping, Marie. I think the bell would be cute. I mean, it also would have the added niceness of making a noise as it hangs on the tree or moves around. This is kind of a little preview of what it's going to look like.
The bell is good.
I like the bell. I mean, we've got so much more going on here. I don't think it needs a whole lot. So let me go with the bell. I'm going to sew it on. I need my sewing needle and a little bit of thread. So And this one. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to stitch it on. I think I kind of like it right in the middle just because it's one rather large bell. So I'm going to anchor my yarn back, or my thread I should say, back here. I knotted the two ends together. I'm just going to, there we go. So if you're going to put other stuff on, you can sew, you can glue, whatever. This is a Christmas ornament, so I'm not too worried about it coming apart. Certainly not in the wash. I am not going to be putting this sweater in the wash. I'm just sewing it on though. And I'll do that maybe 4 times. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, needle back in case. Don't want anybody stepping on that. All right, so I have decorated my ugly sweater. Now I want to stitch up the seams. So before I show you guys how to make one of these cute little hangers, which are super, super simple, because you can put the hanger in first if you want, or you can put it in, you know what, I'll show you how to make the hanger first. I'm just so eager to have this thing put together. I am going to use, let's see, I've got my pipe cleaners, great dollar store find packages of pipe cleaners. I've got a package of nothing but white, and then I've got a package of, I'm going to use pink. So you want 2 pipe cleaners just for the stability of it. You can use both the same color if you want, or the same, or 2, just to kind of get this fun little candy cane look going. Hold the top and just twist the top together, and then just start twisting them together. Hey Nana, of course. Go ahead and make one. I would love to see it too. If you guys make a small or a regular sized ugly Christmas sweater, especially using this concept, please send a picture to me at the Etsy shop. Etsy shop link is always in the description box. It's also up top today, and you can just click on message seller or contact seller. It depends on the, sometimes they change it. You just literally click on those words and you can open up a chat box with us. Okay, so it's twisted together. It looks like a tasty little candy cane, about 5 centimeters or 2 inches or whatever in. You want to bend it. Same thing, same amount of time away from that bend. So now you've got a slightly off kilter triangle. You take the short end, wrap it around the big end, and then you've got yourself a hanger. And you can do a little shaping. I like to get my ends kind of a little extra twisted together, and maybe try to hide the little pointy bits just so I don't hurt myself or anybody else. There we go. There. A couple of hangers.
Just so everyone's reminded, this is an ugly Christmas sweater.
Yes.
There's no cuteness here.
No.
Nothing
Mr. Stitches is insistent that this is an ugly sweater, not a pretty sweater. Okay, so if you want to, and because you don't want to struggle with it later, you can put your hanger in sooner rather than later as you stitch it all up, or you can just sort of slip it in through that little neck hole later. I did that with this one. It's not that difficult. Either way, I want to show you how to stitch this up now. So we've got a couple of hangers. This is so fun. So you need your yarn needle. Might be easier to see the red. I think I'll start with the red. Thread up the long tail left on the sleeve. Fold your sweater in half, making sure that the right side is facing outwards. And if it's all the same color, you can just do the whip stitch or the overlock seaming edge stitch, and it looks like this. I'll sort of show you that. So you're just basically always going in the same direction. Let me keep all that fluff out of the way. So you're just always going in the same direction. And I'm just making sure I get both edges of the sleeve. I'm not worrying about, I'm getting a couple loops on both sides. So if it's all the same color, you can do the overlock or the whip stitch just like that, because it won't show. Not a big deal. If it's different colors, you can use the ladder stitch, which is basically an invisible join, unless you really want it to show, in which case you can continue with the whip stitch and it will show and it will make it look ugly. But I'll show you what that whip stitch, or I should say the ladder stitch, looks like. If you've never done it before, you basically insert your hook first going front to back through let's say this front side, and then back to front through the same side. So you're kind of almost like you would be doing a front post stitch. And then over here, you do the same thing, in and then out. And then you hop back over here and you go in and out, and you're always using the same place that you last came out of. And then you hop back over here and you go in and then out. And I'm just making sure I'm getting in and out through some different loops. You get what looks like little ladder rungs, and then after a few, you just kind of hold the top, which is in this case the armpit, pull tightly, and those stitches basically disappear. And you can do that all the way down. This is dingling as I work. I like that. Since this is an ugly sweater, you shouldn't really worry too much about whether or not your stitches show, because that does kind of add to the ugly factor, but you can make it look invisible. All right, once you're all the way down to the bottom, I'll just pull that tightly. There we go. I'm going to bring my yarn to the inside. There we go. And I'm going to knot it on the inside and then weave in the tail. And obviously I've got way more yarn than I need, which is fine. It's better to have a little too much than not enough. Saves you being frustrated when you sew. Weaving it in, and I'll trim whatever's left.
Shell said this would be an excuse to not weave in the
Yes, this is an excuse not to weave in the ends. I just can't help myself though. All right, there we go. That's one side all done. This is just a complete calamity. I love it. Battery operated lights, do it. I've done that. I have included battery operated lights, Nana, in different sweater projects. In fact, I still have an operated battery light set in my sewing basket. So I'm going to start with the whip stitch because this is all the same color. And then I will switch to the ladder stitch just to work down the side.
Penny would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Oh, Penny's here. All right, let me make sure there's nothing here that she can grab because she's got such a quick little mouth.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
She's excited to see her mom.
Hi, baby. Hi. Hi, Sniffer. Hi, Sniff. No, you can't have that. I'm not going with it yet. No,
And
no.
the thieving has begun.
Ah! Come here, you. I don't want you grabbing that, you little fart. Come here. Ooh. Say hi to everybody.
Play with this. Play with this.
Oh, great. All right, you little one.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Merry
look
Christmas.
At her. She's taking everything.
She's like, I'll take this. This is my favorite. I want the red one.
Absolute mayhem.
Ooh, bonk. Oh. All right. There you go.
Okay.
Take this little
Come here, you
football.
little sausage. Come here, you little sausage. I got her.
Okay. Let me see if I can find my...
Good girl, Penny. Good girl. Yeah.
All right. A little bit of a mess. So, hello from Penny. Oh, she's funny. Oh my gosh. All right. Just about finished stitching stuff up here. She's been a very good girl. She had a nice little nap. All right. Let's put this through here and bring yarn to the inside. Knot it however you feel on the inside. And like Shell says, maybe skip weaving in the ends. Since it is an ugly Christmas sweater, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to weave in the ends just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. And I'll trim what's left of that. There we go. Okay, so that is, wow, this is really, okay, it's supposed to be ugly, but it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. All right, let's bring back all of our odds and ends here. Gonna get my needles and stuff out of the way. Okay, so this is, we've got a little tail showing up there. So that's the first one I made. Here we've got our two hangers. I've got little bits of tinsel now all over the place. I'm still debating on how I'm going to decorate this sweater. If you want, you can put the do it in from the bottom, or you can do it in from the side. So for example, it looks kind of like this. If you want to put it in through the bottom, you just sort of squeeze it in through the neck, and then you can get the two ends up into the sleeves, just like you would. And now it's ready to hang. And this pink one, I love this. This is great. Or you can do it in from the bottom. So you put the little hook in from the bottom, and you just hook out through the top, and then you get the two ends into each of the armholes. But before I do that, I'm going to put some extra stuff around the neck hole. So you just unhook this. The nice thing about pipe cleaners is that you can constantly rework them into the right shape. Let's put a little bit of something around the edge. Let's see, we've used the tinsel, we've used this fluffy pom-pom stuff, we've used the boa. Is it the blue fake fur? Is it time for the blue fake fur? That would be this stuff. Are we doing a fake fur blue collar? That would look kind of nice with that. I mean, we only have a little bit of blue in this so far. Yeah, you can use big paper clips for the hangers too. If you bend a big paper clip. I don't have any proper sized big paper clips right now, but I just love making my little hangers out of pipe cleaners. So we're doing the fur. Okay, that is a yes. Let's do the fur. Let me see if I can find an end here. Oh, I found it. Oh my gosh, how great is that? Okay. So I'm going to crochet around the edge. There are 3 stitches on one side, 3 on the other, and half the side of a stitch on either side. So that's going to be 3, 6, 7, 8 stitches all the way around. I'll start at the back corner. I'm going to join with a single crochet. And again, I'm going to single crochet somewhat loosely in each of those chain stitches across the back. And honestly, stitch count doesn't matter here. It's probably better if you work in a few extra stitches, just so you can make better use of that crazy novelty yarn. I'm going to put a stitch right through the side of that stitch on the side of the neck hole, and then I'll use that one, and I'm going to stitch across the front. It's not easy to see with this stuff, so don't stress where you're putting your stitches. Just try to get in as many as you think makes it look like a collar, I guess. I think I've worked in a few extra ones there. And one around the side stitch. There we go. And find a stitch at the beginning. At least try to. Get your hook through something that feels solid. There we go. That's something that feels solid. Talk about circles of hell. Okay. And slip stitch. This is why I don't use this stuff very often. It's infuriating. Come here, scissors. And hello, Princess Frances. Aloha. Look at the little bits of fluff. I try to be so careful when I cut, and I still get like this big pile of fluff. So you don't want that wafting through the air. I'm going to carefully stick that in my little garbage pile off to the side here. And I'm going to weave in this little tail. And this gnarly little sweater will be all finished. So I'm going to weave this tail right through the stitches on the front because you can barely tell and it doesn't matter. And I want that extra bit of fluff anyway. Liberace would be proud, says Sue. Yes. I mean, this is just so fun. Like I said, the written pattern's available in our Etsy shop. We've got instructions in that pattern on how to make these cute little hangers too, if you're so inclined. Fun ideas for how to crochet them, striping, different yarns to use, adding beads, adding buttons, the whole thing. And that's available in the shop. And it's on sale. It's a sneaky sale today and tomorrow. And our other miniature sweater ornament is on sale, sneaky sale. And the entire applique kit of how to crochet a rather goofy gingerbread house display complete with Santa stuck in the chimney. That entire thing from an ugly Christmas sweater applique series we did a while ago is also on sale in the shop. All three of those are up top in the featured listing. You'll see them and they're all on sale. And a gigantic thank you to everybody who's picked up one or a couple of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's get this. Look at this. Look at this. This is hilarious. I love it. All right, I'm going to squeeze my little... I'm going to get that up into the sleeve. There we go. Pull that up and get the other one up into the sleeve. And there we go. There! Ready to hang on the tree. That is one crazy ugly Christmas sweater. And that, I think that definitely deserves the moniker ugly. I mean, it's cute, but it's ugly too. So there you go. Goodness gracious. All right. If you guys make one, please send me a photograph at the Etsy shop. I would love to feature it in a roundup post. I've got some more fun Christmas photo roundups coming all this today, this weekend, into next week of some of the really fantastic Christmas projects you guys have made using our patterns over the last year or so. So look forward to those posts. Next week is Christmas, so we're actually going to make things a little different next week. We probably won't be live streaming, but we will have a video for you next Friday. It's a little vlog that I promised a little while ago to sort of showcase some nice things. And we will see you another week after that into July, or January, I should say. We usually take 2 weeks off at Christmas. We like to spend the time with family and kind of rest, recoup, and plan out some of the new things coming your way in 2025. So we will have a little video for you next Friday in the middle of the Christmas holiday, but I think it'll be like the 10th of January before we're back with live streams, and we will let you know what our 2025 schedule will look like when we get there. So if I'm not speaking to any of you beforehand, please have a wonderful Christmas, a fantastic and safe New Year. Happy solstice, that's tomorrow. Happy everything. So whatever you might be celebrating, and even if you're not celebrating, I just hope you have some time to rest, put your feet up, get some crafting done, make something for yourself too. Don't forget to give yourself a little something. And, take a moment to reflect on 2024. It's been up, it's been down, but it's coming to a close regardless of what happened. And we do have a brand new, fresh, crisp, clean year ahead of us. And anything is possible. So thank you guys so much for spending the time with us. I hope you had fun stitching up this little...
Penny and I have an important
message. You have an important message?
Christmas message.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. InStitches.
That's all we wanted to say.
Thank you, Mr. InStitches and Penny. Take care. We'll be in the community tab with posts over the next few days and probably over the break. So we'll have the odd little thing coming up. Like I said, we're going to have some fun pictures to share with everybody. But in the meantime, have a safe and crafty holiday. We'll see you in 2025. Take care. Stay safe. Stay crafty. All the greatest, all the best to you and your families and from all of us. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful holiday. Bye-bye.